Going live here on Christos Avatar TV. I welcome all of you holy ones. I'm sorry for the tardiness tonight. I was going back to back making a video and then suddenly had to rush and do a live. I didn't want to not do a live tonight since we didn't do one on Saturday. So happy to be here with you guys. This is kind of like our medicine. You know, our time together, our community, and so, you know, our community time. And so it is a great honor, you guys, to be walking this path with you, this cristic journey, as we together as a team, Team Light, Team Indigos, Team, angelic humans. We're doing this together as a team, a group, and we came here. We're not playing games. We came here. We mean business. We're doing our soul mission. Some of us are healing, doing karmic work, but we are all trying to find and bring in that highest potential for our life, for our identities, for our energies, for our health. So much blessings to you guys in your spiritual journey. And so tonight we're going to be talking about hybrids and human hybrids. And I might as well just state right at the very beginning something really unbelievable to a lot of people. But humans, all humans, that's the nature of humans, is to be a hybrid. We were always hybrids. Something what you call a super hybrid. And that's what our purpose on earth is for. Literally, our purpose on earth is to hybridize our race. It's not a bad thing. It's not a sin. It's not against God. This is the guardian work. This is kind of like a rescue mission. That's the only reason why we really needed to come down here, because there was a cataclysm that happened a long time ago on another planet where we were originally seeded. Seeded means we were created, put onto a specific planet. We were seeded on another planet. And so what happened was a war broke out, a cataclysm came out of that war. And so that cataclysm is something that creates some type of black hole event. And so energetically, consciousness, some of that consciousness fell. You know, the body was destroyed in the cataclysm, but the consciousness kept on into this, because this was using very high technology, powerful technology. And so it was weaponized. It was originally Guardian technology that was weaponized by, you would say, a group that took over. See, let me get a drink here. You would say, well, the Guardians call these beings the Intruders. The Intruder races, they're not terrestrial to Earth. They're extraterrestrial, alien beings from other worlds, other dimensions. And they started giving us problems with the angelic humans, and but it's not as if we're not free from consequence. We actually are the ones who aligned, or for one reason or another, we allowed these beings to come in, and then they started to corrupt our society and our spiritual beliefs. And so out of that, after they managed to get into power in the priestcraft, because it was the Magi kings, the priest kings, who were in control, you would say, responsible for this, powerful crystal technology. It was these giant colossal crystals, the size of buildings. Since they were so big, they put little miniature cities in there to protect it, to be guardians of it, to watch over it, to work with it, to co-create with this matrix. It was a matrix of 24 crystals, giant city-sized crystals. So 12 on the Earth system at the time. Since then, they've been taken from Earth and put in inner Earth. And then there's 12 in the parallel Earth system. Now, in these teachings, we learn about all these different adjacent Earths, parallel Earths. There's not just our Earth. It's the how creation mechanics work in a multi-dimensional, 15-dimensional time matrix hologram of matter. You have these different, even you yourself have different levels of yourself, parallel versions, adjacent versions, because you live 144 lives in the first universe, the second universe. Those are all different parts of you, just like Earth has different parts of her. So we have Earth, parallel Earth. We have dimensional Earths such as Tara, Gaia, Armatena. And so altogether, it's a multi-dimensional planet. And so just like you're a multi-dimensional being, you have many different identities. And so this is based on that cataclysm that happened. And that's why, and even the original angelic human is a hybrid being made of 12 beings. See, most people who are coming out of religion or coming out of some of the New Age teachings, because a lot of the New Age teachings think some race created us, some other race created us, like the Anunnaki. I'm making these videos recently about the Anunnaki. It's blowing up on Instagram, over 100,000 already. So it's up to 130,000 this morning. And I just released an Inky video today. So that might also be popular as well, because there is so much different ideas and narratives out here. You would say, coming from the New Age, what the Guardians called themselves. You'll even find it in Voyager's book too. The Guardians called the New Age a channeling movement. The New Age channeling movement. It's a distortion. It is not. The Guardians didn't create this. Guardians didn't create religions. Okay, those are coming from fallen angelic beings, because it's all about worship and subservience, becoming lower than oneself, being subservient and feeding energy to another being. And so that all started a long time ago. The patriarchy, the male club, that all started in the days of Atlantis. It just like they're encroached on us, they encroached to us in those higher dimensions as well. And so you would say, after whining and dining us, and they work in the shadows, they work in corruption and manipulation, distortion. They become experts at it. They get experts at lying. Narcissists, psychopaths, well, they're masters of that consciousness. They're aware of that, what they're doing. It's part of their tool set. They could use weapons, but they're also going to use weapons in society, like in culture, in how they trick and deceive. And so this is a spiritual war, you guys. We've been involved in this since Tara, since the angelic human level of ourselves, which is literally 550 million years ago. We started having this digression in our race. Digression means you're falling from your original self. The original race was mighty. Okay? These beings were immortal. They didn't need to eat food. They don't need to sleep. Can you imagine that? We can't imagine that. We think that's impossible. This is how much we've forgotten. Okay? And we also forgot that we are hybrids. It's not a bad thing to be a hybrid. Okay? What is a hybrid? What is it? These are bodies. Okay? You build a body made of multi different bloodlines and lineages. Then you take you, the real you is your soul essence. The soul essence goes into these created bodies. And this becomes your identity in your experience here in this world, in the third dimension as well. So, just trying to explain that to people, that it's not, yes, the fallen angels are doing that too. But their intentions are totally different than the guardian intentions. Okay? Guardians create clones. The bad guys create clones. The guardians create hybrids. The bad guys create hybrids. And then you got this whole ideas coming from religion that, only God creates. You see, they're absent of the law of one. They're absent of the inner Christos, which is your inner connection to the source God. They think tell you that you're separate from God. It's not true. You never become separate from God. You know, God's omnipresent. How could you be somewhere where God isn't? It's impossible. There's also this whole explanation of a unified field, that all of creation is made of consciousness. The air, there's no space. It's all made of particles, ultra micro particles. That's much smaller, generations smaller than quarks or subatomic particles. Everything is made of this field of tiny particles. We're in that. Everything you're made of, other particles, are within this unified field of particles, which are conscious and alive. Just like you have a mission to come here and be a person, well, there's lives or beings, collectives, whose mission is to be particle units, ultra microparticles. They create these fields with their consciousness, which is God's consciousness. They're part of the source. You're part of source. Everything's part of source. And so, this is a historical event, you guys. This cataclysm that happened in Atlantis and Lemuria. It's a lot of people are familiar with it, but it's a lot more deeper than most people discover in books and in New Age, okay? First of all, there's 4 different Atlantises in different timelines. There's 4 different Lemurias in different timelines. Okay, but we're talking about the original timeline. Now, let me check and check, because I could be blabbing and going on and on if there's something wrong. You guys can see me and hear me okay? It looks like we can, okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah, this is historical. It is a huge chunk of our history that has been wiped away, cleaned away by the Anunnaki and reptilian races, fallen angelic beings, throughout history. Not yesterday, not recently. Super ancient. Since the ancient days, they've been controlling history. They have their groups, their hybrids in power. They have their Illuminati factions in power. They've been working this, getting better at it, until they have control of our financial system, control of human rights, and because they created all these governments and religions, people are so used to them, they think it's normal and natural. When we used to be living in, God's sovereign free. We remembered, we could perceive that we're part of Source God. Now most humans are in amnesia. We have a race of amnesic humans, most of them, billions. Okay, and so this is why a lot of us guardians have come down here, incarnated down here, to remind the humans, hello, wake up, humans, get off your knees, humans. So hybrids are part of who we are. We're made of what's called the 12 tribes. Okay? 12 different races. 7 of those races are categorized as earth seeds. Okay? 7 of them. 7 races of our angelic human, diamond sun, DNA, template, are 7 earth seed races. Earth seed. That means they were seeded, created on earth, the bodies. And so those 7 bodies were different generational bodies, development. It's kind of like, not really, but you get the idea of how Homo sapien became Homo sapien, human or whatever. That's their idea. It's staged. That's what I'm trying to say. This is staged. The first race were called Polarians. Are you even familiar with that word? The second race of these 7 Earthseed races was the Hyperboreans. 2 races so far. The third race of the super race of the angelic humans is the Lemurians. The fourth race is the Atlanteans. Okay, that's part of our history that is considered forbidden history. You don't learn about the Polarians, the Hyperboreans, Lemurians, and the Atlanteans. That's all fantasy in this world. In this mainstream, fallen angelic ruling world, because that's who's running the world. Fallen angels. Okay, they're the ones. They're negative ETs, and not out in the open ETs, but hybrid ETs and Illuminati faction lines who are in power. Not conspiracy theories, conspiracy fact. There is a conspiracy against the human race. So this is part of our spiritual bondage. Okay, they can't wipe us out because there's other beings also living on Earth. So it's very complicated. All right, so there are actual beings. There's the Guardian Human Project here on Earth. It's a hybridization project. But because of these intruder races coming in and messing with us, you could do that through having sex with our females. You can do that with taking some of our DNA and mixing it in a lab. These beings are masters geneticists. The reptilians are master geneticists. The Anunnaki are master geneticists. Okay? I'm not here for religious people. Religious people they're just going to think it's impossible. They don't even believe in aliens. They think they're all demons. They don't have that framework in the religion. They're not going to understand what I'm talking about. So that's what I mean. This video is not meant for religious people. You're not going to get it. It's clashes against your distortion. You've been disempowered, holy ones. This message ain't going to reach you, most likely. This message is going to reach people who are into spirituality. Things like consciousness make sense to them. Things like DNA templates make sense to them. They have a resonance. They have some type of memory connect. Okay? There's going to be several negative hybrids who have also came into our drama and now they're mixed amongst us, mating with us now. We don't even know each other anymore. So you can be a guardian. Maybe your partner now is an Anunnaki hybrid or a reptilian hybrid. Straight up. It's a very complex situation down here, but the guardians lay it out. Straight up. Voyagers 1. Author Oceana Dean, but this isn't her work. This is the guardian work. She was speaker, translator, just like there was 2 other speaker translators. And so, well, only 1 translator, 3 speakers. So this is our history, our work. You can't copyright it. Even though you're going to see copyright signs in here. All right? This is a teaching based on the law of one, not the raw material. We're not the raw material. that's one of those false light teachings trying to use our terminologies, like the law of one, like Ra, like there was an actual benevolent Ra Confederacy group, they're called. But now Ra has been turned into an Egyptian god that's in this fallen angelic practice of worshiping gods, when we all know, you should know, that there's only one source, God. There's no such thing as plural gods. As soon as you see someone trying to debate you with gods, the Anunnaki are gods, right there is your first red flag. There's no such thing as gods. Do you know what a god is? Do you know what God is? God is creator of everything. You must have some very strange idea of the definition of God, because this word has been distorted big time. Now you don't know what is God. Now you're coming up with these ideas that there's many different creators. Where did all those creators, there's different sources. You see, there's no functioning understanding of creation mechanics. So they're just using these words, spitting these words out. Gods, there's gods and more gods and there's gods. Those are gods, and they're talking about some gods, but there's no such thing. That's your first red flag. That's your first sign that we're dealing with intruder races, fallen angelic races, claiming to be, pretending to be gods. This is a wake-up call. Get off your knees, humans. There's no such thing as gods. There's only one God. And this isn't a monotheism. This isn't a religion. This is God sovereign free. Law of one says you're a part of source. You're not separate from God. That's, as soon as you hear that, that's the fallen ET propaganda. They want you to believe that so they can disempower you, so you can worship them. See how that works? We talk about God, but it's a frequency, it's an energy. It's not a person. It certainly isn't a dude or a goddess, a male or a female. God's not a pronoun. Okay? So, this is part of our forbidden history, because now we've been given theories such as evolution theory. Oh, you came from apes. Darwinism. Darwinism. You have the same source as apes, or you're coming from the same source, but they can't explain, why do we have all these blood types? We're coming from one source, homie. Why do we have all these blood A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive? Why do we have A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative? And there's more than that. That destroys your theory, and that's all you have is theories. It is all these blood types that show you that tells you that we have more than one type of human being here. We have different types of hybrids here. Isn't it strange? If you really think about it, it's strange that we have all different color skin tones. That's a sign that there's hybridization happening here. There's another sign. Why do different humans look different? Asians look different. Native Americans look different. White people look different. Black people look different. Why is there different appearances if we're all coming from one source? And then you get this ridiculous ideas. Oh, because it's hotter in Africa and their skin is changed to match it. You guys, I'll tell you straight up right now, that is BS. What the Guardians explain through the spiritual science and creation mechanics, that the skin tones are literally coming from different races in the stars. They're called star seeds. The earth seeds got their skin tones from the star seeds. They're working together. That's the whole design of hybridization. You're being called a seed. That means someone is seeding you. Someone seeded the earth seeds. Someone seeded the star seeds. And I'll tell you right now, all planets are seeded. Advanced, high-dimensional beings come to lower dimensions and seed life there. They created the templates of the beings and put those beings in a biofield of a planet. Then you have this connection to the, this is all based on morphogenetic science. Your race morphogenetic field is embedded, layered into the planet's morphogenetic field. And by the way, all animals have their whole collective, species. The species morphogenetic field is now tied, connected to the Earth. But what did I say earlier? We don't come from Earth. We're come from another planet called Tara, another dimension, which is a parallel version of Earth. But even the Guardians will say, we're not from Earth, we're from Tara. But we fell to Earth. Earth was created after we were created. So we're not from Earth. Don't get confused. Our origins are from another planet called Tara. And so there wasn't always a planet Earth. It was created because of this cataclysm that created this black hole, falling for some of the beings that were destroyed, literally destroyed. And that creates a reverse. You see, that's what a black hole system is. It's anti-reverse current, life force, frequency. And so the beings that were destroyed in that cataclysm fell into a lower universe. This is the creation mechanics. A lot of you who are regulars are familiar with the creation mechanics. Every universe, there's 5 of them. Every universe has 3 dimensions. Our universe is the first universe, 1, 2, 3. The second universe is 4, 5, 6 dimension. 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. The third universe is 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension. See, notice the 3s? 3 is a sacred number, Trinity. There's a universal Trinity. There's a cosmic Trinity. So we have the 4th universe is dimensions 10, 11, and 12. Now, there's no manifestation happening in the last universe, the 5th universe. That's the universal Trinity. That's the ones who are creating the planets and creating all the original founder races. And so then these founder races, they learned the physics, they learned the chemistry, they learned the biology, they learned all how to create bodies. That's what you're creating. You're creating bodies. So consciousness can be projected into it, and it's layered. Rishi consciousness projects life into avatar bodies. Avatar consciousness projects life into oversouls bodies. Oversoul consciousness projects life into soul bodies. Soul consciousness projects life. We're soul consciousness. Humans are soul consciousness in the second universe. We projected our consciousness, a piece of our consciousness, into the incarnate bodies. Okay, so some of those beings, disembodied spirits, people call them. A being can be trapped in the hologram fields, in the dimensional fields, without a body. There are certain circumstances where you can be displaced from a body and stuck in limbo. The Guardians didn't want us, ourselves. We didn't want ourselves. We didn't want pieces of ourselves stuck in limbo down here. And plus, they're living in the law of one and omni love. They want to come and help the beings who are lost from our race. And what do you got to do? You got to create dimensional one. You got to develop dimensions 1, 2, and 3 again. You got to develop the life in the subatomic level, atomic level. You got to develop life in the plant life and kingdoms and the animal kingdoms, and then you got to create life in the human DNA template. We're not made from animals or plants. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying all those levels had to be redeveloped for us, for this biome, this planet. And so, strand 1, DNA strand 1, was created by the Hyperboreans and the Polarians. Strand 2, so that's 2 races in the first strand. Strand 2 was created by the Lemurians. Strand 3 was created by the Atlanteans. They lived through the, let's explain the Atlanteans, for example. The Atlanteans, they start off with 2 full strands, but as they live life step by step through the ages, through the timelines of the third dimension, they start to grow substrands. Those substrands, you create 12 substrands, it creates a strand of DNA. Now you have the ability to go to the next race, which would be the Aryans. After the Atlanteans are the Aryans. After the Aryans are the Muvarians. After the Muvarians are the Unchechi. That's the 7 Earthseed races in the angelic human super hybrid, 12 tribe super hybrid. Polarians, Hyperboreans, Lemurians, Atlanteans, Aryans, Muvarians, Unchechi, the 7 Earthseed races, the ones that were seeded on Earth. The 5 starseed races make 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. So the 5 starseed races are from the stars, other worlds, higher dimensions, specifically dimension 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we have those dimensions, those coming to the Earth and mixing their DNA with the Earth seeds. So you will have not just be limited to 7 strands, but now you're going to have an 8th strand, a 9th strand, a 10th strand, 11, 12. They rebuilt the bodies for these disembodied angelic humans. They had to recreate the bodies. And so there's also the explanation, this is explained in the Voyager's books, you know how people talk about there's negative astral beings? It's not just in the astral disembodied beings. There's disembodied beings in the 3rd dimension and the 2nd dimension. So they have to do that in the 4th dimension too. Create bodies for the disembodied consciousness, which has to do with the inner earth, by the way. So we have all the beings who are here, the earth seeds. You know, let's say you consider yourself a starseed or an indigo child. Well, you come to this world, to the 3rd dimension of Earth, and you're trying to help this process, this guardian project. I mean, you're going to get I mean, all these different videos. You get these pushbacks from people in the New Age and the occult, and so they have all these distorted narratives, and so they'll think that you need a councils or no. Some people will say the opposite. They'll say, why do you have like somebody, when I made my Elohim video, my Oraphim video, the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi video, they're making this big deal that, oh, we're sovereign, we don't need these beings. We are these beings. This is our family of consciousness. They're not bossing us around. They're still allowing humans, and they have allowed humans to make these blunders because they will not interfere with our free will. So calling these beings a council or administrators or an overseers to the human they're the ones who created this project. They're the ones who started this genetic hybridization. They're not interfering. They're not, controlling our free will. So the one thing that they have intervened with was when these intruder Anunnaki and reptilian races, both of them, would go too far, and it would affect not just our free will, but other beings' free wills and other star systems. Oh, then the Guardians intervene, and it's recorded in the Voyager's books, in the Electric Wars, in the Angelic Wars, in the Lyran Elohim Wars. And then you get a whole bunch of people saying, "Oh, those are benevolent beings. Why do they go to war?" Do you allow a rapist to rape your wife or your child? They have weapons, and they can home invade you, or they're trying to kill you. What are you going to do on Earth? Are you going to use telekinesis to stop them? Or are you just going to be the vulnerable victim? Right? These guardians will fight for life, fight for their own life and for their families' lives. That's what the guardians went and interceded when they started affecting other systems, because it became not just our solar system, it went into the part of the galaxies and dimensions. So there's a whole chapter on the electric wars. Okay? It was like Star Wars in the skies, you guys. Humans have seen ETs on a regular basis. That we are ETs. We're super hybrids, and that's what tonight's topic is. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. Bless you in your journey. Machiwa. I didn't get a charcoal. It's right there. Let me grab a charcoal disc. How are you guys doing? What's up? If you guys got any questions, my girlfriend, she's one of the moderators, Julia Yanis. She'll send me your questions, so we won't miss your questions. Just go ahead and she will put them in. And I'll answer them throughout the show. And you guys can disagree in chat even. Just be respectful. Don't be profane. Understand that most of the people here, though, are following these Emerald Order teachings. So when you start preaching Jesus and all and hell and damnation and the lake of fire, then we have to let you go. Like I said, you can disagree. Be respectful. And what kind of behavior is that anyways? I've been threatened by people. They're telling me that in service of their God, they're going to harm me or stop me or something. You see the consciousness. You see the inverted energy. They're acting just like their angry, pissed off, judgmental, dangerous Lord, Father God. They like someone on, I think it was one of my ET videos it was on my Anu Elohim video talking about this Jehovah Father God is so demonic, maniacal, and one of the comments was, "Oh, if he kills and kills those beings, it's okay." That's what they said. It's okay. You see this? Now it's part of their energy. Now they're judging all the other non-believers. Now they're going to go kill or go hurt you or make sure punish you. They're judging you. You see what I'm saying? They have no idea what is love. They don't have no idea what really is God. They think this is God, and now they're going to go be agents of God, vigilantes of God, wrathful avengers of God. What's up, homies? 222 views. Did you guys see the 222? There's been 222 views. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure some of you are too. Me and Julia, we're getting these angel numbers, you call them, or these synchronies all day long. We get them throughout the day. She gets them, I get them. We tell each other 222, 1111, 3223, 444, whatever. It's off the chart, and there was another one right there, 222. Thank you, Machiwa. Greetings, family. Greetings, Star Sister. Woohoo! Giannis. Georgina. Hello, beautiful family. Miss you all. Omni love. Good to see you, Georgina. Bless you. Oh, let me talk about the Syrian Star Princess. Woohoo! Thank you, Star Sister. Much respect to you. Much love. Thank you for that exchange of energy. We know that's not your first time. You're a blessed person. Thank you so much for helping this frequency, this channel. I can't do this without you. Thank you, Syrian Star Princess. My Chiwa. Sandra Payment also in the house. Blessings to you, sisters. I love all your positive energies. Michelle. Hello, hello. We got Nathan Unisai. Hello, Star Brother. What's up? Yeah. And you guys know those guardian words are frequencies. That's power. You know, it's funny. Sometimes at the end of the night, you know, for example, I usually wake up around 6 or 7. No, not 7 or 8. I only sleep for 3 hours. That's all I need. 3 or 4 hours. Like today, I only slept for 3 hours because there was something wrong with my internet. Some internet guy was banging on my door. Now, okay, I'll stay up now. But yeah, I just have this energy, man, to just, you know, when I don't smoke cannabis, I can stay awake a lot longer. I need less sleep. It's hard to explain, but anyways, what was that? I lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, Gina Sutton. Hey, sister, what's up, Holy One? I had put on a video today, 7:45. So today I started at 7:45. I was a few minutes late though, but UTD in the house. Blessings to you, Holy One. Whoa, Gina! Woohoo! Oh my gosh, sister, that's awesome. She says, I've been catching the replays due to my new schedule. Omni love to you all. Oh, Gina, I'm so happy to see you again. I know you were gone for a while. You explained that to us last time. But it's so wonderful to have you here with us tonight. Whatever you're going through, I'm much healing energy to you. I'm glad that you're here and you're doing okay. And we change our schedules sometimes. Like for the longest time, I was going to bed around 11 or 12. Now I've been shifted back to 5 or 6 in the morning again. But I wake up 3 or 4 hours later, so it's no big deal. Every now and then I'll take a nap, but most of the time I don't need naps either. It's very interesting, man. Monk Goddess, hi there. Nice to see you again. Chumaris, hello to you too as well. Mojo Vibin 2305. How were we created? How was first man created in from? See, that's the first red flag right there. Did you not notice yourself? You said man. Oh, where's the woman in the conversation? Oh, this is why we use, even though the word humanity has the word man in it, it's all coming from this sexist patriarchy. So, where did they come from? That's what tonight's video is about. I just explained it. So, and it wasn't about one man called Adam or one woman called Eve. That's religion's narrative. That's not ours. Okay? So, it's a multidimensional event. Like I said before, we're not even from Earth. So, it started with the original angelic human was also created with 12 races, and let me show that on the screen. I'll show that on the screen. It's on the first page of the beginning of the chapter of this book. Let me bring it on here. This is one thing that people maybe don't understand. This is how all life is created on planets. It's seeded by a higher race of beings until you get, and if you realize the creation mechanics of the 15-dimensional time matrix, the highest ones are the Rishi. And there's 3 of those. There's 3 solar Rishi. The Rishi themselves were projected by Ascended Master Janus consciousness. Okay, these are hologram fields, and they're outside the hologram fields. They go to a hologram field, project consciousness into it, and then now there's beings now here in the time matrix, in the 5th universe. Those are the Rishi, the solar Rishi, also called Brahmawa. The Brahmawa are the eternal beings. They're always here. They don't die. They don't have no distortion. They can't be affected by distortion. They're an antimatter, it's called. So in the antimatter, they're like solar. They're called solar star, sun, for a reason, because they're plasmic beings, spherical plasmic beings, hot plasma, no eyes, no arms. People say, oh, we're in the image of God, so that was a man. No, we're not in the image of anything like that. We're created by these solar Rishi who created life in the fourth density, liquid light. It's called hydroplasm. And we're in carbon matter. They're in hydroplasm, baby. What's up? So those are avatars. The avatars seeded life, projected consciousness, created bodies and so these are how. This is a normal thing in the multiverse. People say, oh, God creates. Well, it's the law of one. God is creating. We're all in the image of God as consciousness, because God is a consciousness. God isn't a dude. God isn't a woman either. But God is both man and woman if you understand the law of one. But you have to be careful how you word things, because you're going to confuse the people who are confused. You don't want to create more confusion. So realize that when people say, these gods, but we're all God, there isn't something just better than others. There's not a chosen ones. There isn't, everything is intrinsically equal in source. And so I just want to make sure I get through. Page. Oh, let me put it on the screen. And the moderators, one of you guys put the link to Voyagers 2 in the comments. It's not just a book, you guys. It's not just a physical book. It's a PDF too, in digital form. Put it on any device and study it. And we'll just zoom out a bit, go to a few pages down to where it starts. This is just the index. All right, so now it starts. Oh, not yet. Now it starts. The origins, when we were first created, 560 million years ago. Not Earth. This is not Earth. This is Tara. Someone asked me a question, how we were created. Now this is why I'm explaining it. We were seeded 550 million years ago, you guys. This is the 12 original races. Okay? I don't know if I can pronounce them all. I'll do my best. The Brahman, the Draaman, Duramen, Atoni, Trinitan, Azertan, Celtos, Adami, Uterans. See, we're made of these originally, angelic humans are made of these 12 different races. Luri, Ceres, Nazaktai, and Melchizedeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the angelic human, and those are all DNA that would be part of the blue flame, gold flame, and violet flame. We definitely don't look like we do here in the second universe. The angelic humans look like ETs. Okay? And this is how my video, I'm going to make a actual video of this. 560 million years ago, upon the planet Tara, within the second harmonic universe, your Earth is presently in the first universe. Many ET and metaterrestrial races combine their genetic and intergenetic makeup to create a master race of beings, in other words, a guardian race, that would serving others, as guardians of planet Tara. The Syrian Council, that means they're from Sirius B. Sirius. The Syrian Council from the Harmonic Universe 2, along with several other groups, were appointed as directors and overseers. This is what some people have a problem with. They're not your bosses. They're still going to honor your free will, homie. This is their project. Okay, of this project, of the Turaneusiam we're called. The angelic human is called Turaneusiam 1 because there's more than one time we did this. Experiment. Metaterrestrials, so basically it tells you they created us, they seeded us on Tara, and these are the 12 primary contributors. The 12 DNA strand package coming from 12 different races. A strand of DNA means it's coming from one whole race. So one of those strands was the Brahman, strand 1, or whatever strand. Another strand was this race, and then a third strand, 4 strand, 5 strands, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you guys, that's very interesting. If you're made of 5 strands, let's say you have 5 strands in your DNA. Well, you're made of 5 different races. Most beings are hybrids. And that also represents the dimension. The 5th strand represents the 5th dimension. The 4th strand represents lifetime you spent in the 4th dimension. The 2nd strand is lifetime he spent in the second dimension. And you know the sacred number is 12. You live 12 lifetimes to create one strand. So those are substrands, 12 substrands, 12 lifetimes, 12 identities, 12 of you. You lived in Atlantis, one strand, one substrand. You lived in Lemuria, another substrand. You lived in ancient Egypt, a substrand. You ended up with 12 different substrands. You create the whole strand. And then now this is literal. This is what literally is evolution. What they say in mainstream science, oh, this is all evolution, BS. They have no idea what is evolution, because you see what they're saying is evolution. You see, beings all have these different DNA templates. They all have these different parts. They have a template. It's based off a template. They don't talk about no template in the mainstream science. That would imply that there's higher consciousness, that there's a higher design. Remember, they don't believe. You talk to people who are into science, they don't, generally speaking, they don't believe in God. They think you're crazy. There is no God. You're crazy. You're a cult. You believe in a God? There's something wrong with you. No, homie, it's the other way around. You've forgotten. You're part of something created your Big Bang, if there was a Big Bang. Something created your DNA design. You don't just, they call it just, in Darwinism, it's evolutionary theory, it's just happenstance. It's not, there's nothing happenstance about it. Life is created based on templates, DNA templates. That means something is else higher than this level created it. That's right. There's something called the divine DNA template. Blueprint. Every being has a divine blueprint. A no corruption, distortion. It's the original prototype version of you. And if you find yourself not being your original self, that means you fell. Sorry, I got to sneeze. Excuse me. So, when you learn that we're from Tara, that means, what are we doing here? Sorry, guys. When you sneeze, now you gotta blow your nose. I need my glasses to do this. Testing. No, that's not muted. What's up, man? All right, sorry. So we start up here, okay? We start at the higher dimensions. Even your angelic self has higher versions of yourself. Those higher versions, they downstep. You're downstepping. But some beings are falling from where they're supposed to be. So now they're losing or fragmenting. Now the whole process of spiritual awakening and ascension is expanding, going the other way, going into your higher versions. So it's the central thing is DNA template. When you expand, you're reclaiming more of your original divine blueprint. if you're falling, you're fragmenting, losing some of your DNA strands. You don't lose them. They go into a dormant state. Even our scientists see dormant DNA. They understand there's some purpose to this dormant DNA, but they don't know what it really is. And what it is, it's let's say you have a DNA strand, and then you fell to a lower level. That DNA strand is no longer being operated. It's inoperable. It becomes dormant and sits fragmented in pieces. Well, just as well as you can fall, you can expand. You can put those pieces together in a conscious spiritual journey. This is what we're trying to do on Earth. So, but it's in stages. You don't come from the third dimension and leap to the fifth dimension. You have to get your strands of DNA in the third strand. You got to get your lifetimes in the fourth to get the fourth strand. And then you work your way up to the fifth strand. You got 5 strands. You actually need 6 strands to get to the fifth dimension. You see, your consciousness is stationed 1 dimension higher than your body is. So if you ascend, you're going together at different intervals. The interval doesn't change. You're always going to be 1 dimension lower. So if you ascend you're in 4D, for example, the astral dimension. Let's say you ascend to the 5D. Your 3D body goes to the 4D. You went from 4D to 5D. You go to 6D, your body goes to 5D. You see what I'm saying? It's staged. You have your consciousness and you have your body. Eventually, your body is going to be in the 4D, then your consciousness is in the 5D, and so on. You eventually get out of the time matrix, the 15-dimensional time matrix. When you get enough DNA, you go back to source, return to source. You leave the hologram time matrix. So, for maybe some people, it's crazy to believe that we're made of multiple beings. And like I said, some belief systems are going to think that's evil or the work of the devil. They don't understand this multidimensional life or creation, and so, no one can do your evolution or awaken for you. You have to do it. And what happens is, what spiritual ascension is. Because of the distortion that has happened in the human history and on our planet, we have to die first. You have to do the work. And then when you get old and die, then you ascend. But we used to be immortal. You didn't die. So you would do it while you're alive and transmute. It's a process of transmutation. And you did 12 transmutations. And, you would do that in one body. Instead of dying and incarnate into a new timeline, a new body as a Lemurian, and then another lifetime as an Atlantean, another lifetime as an Aryan, another lifetime as a Mavarian. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to go through that aging, wrinkly diseases. We have such weak consonants here. We go through mortality, and death process. It's not normal, but we forgot it's not normal. But some beings are doing it while they're still alive. It's a transmutation. It happens like bursting into a new being, like literal. That's what the word is. Transmutation. You're turning into like a caterpillar changes into a butterfly while it's still alive. You see, it transitions. And so we used to transition 12 times, and then we would be out of here. Unless you wanted to stay in the time matrix. Otherwise, as soon as you get your 12th strand, you're Christed, it's called. You're a Christos avatar now. You have the power to leave the time matrix. With only 11 strands, you cannot leave the time matrix. even with 11 strands and 11 substrands, 11, you still need the last substrand to be able to get the 12-strand Christos avatar, baby. See what I'm saying? So, it's kind of, it's a spiritual science. It's not just about being a good person. Being good is good. It's a good thing. But it takes more than being good. Most religious people following the phantom religions are good people. So it's more than being just good. It's about transmuting your DNA, bio regenerating your DNA. Knowing what that even means and knowing how to do it. These teachings give us those teachings in the Kathara biospiritual healing. All of us need healing in order to develop this higher self version of us, to get the strands and the chakras activated and that consciousness downloaded and pulled into your experience here. Well, then you're accomplishing something. Otherwise, we're just, most people are just confused about the whole process. Or they're actually practicing some of these false light systems, which are inverted ascension mechanics. Because that's how the fallen angels roll. They actually teach you how to fall instead of ascend. That's what religion is doing. People in religion, they're not awakening. They're not becoming greater versions of themselves. They're just servants. Not God's sovereign free. They're fear. It's their fear. They're commanded to fear the Lord God. They're in fear. They're in subservience. They're not in the God sovereign free. They're not free. They're in spiritual bondage. And so, we're trying to hybridize the human race. It's the process of ascension. You go from a Polarian, you become a Hyperborean, you become a Lemurian, and then you're going to live lives as an Atlantean. Isn't it interesting that the Atlanteans killed the Lemurians? You were once a Lemurian, but then you became an Atlantean, and then you murdered yourselves. They tried to. They actually blew themselves up first. The first time they attacked the Lemurians, they actually destroyed themselves. Talk about instant karma. Because they didn't understand all of the Guardian. In Voyagers 2, it explains what they did and how they actually miscalculated. They didn't know the whole science. And so they made a mistake and they ended up creating the cataclysm in Atlantis, not Lemuria. That's the first time. Okay, so there's already been 4 Atlantises and 3 Lemurias, and notice how we're being controlled now and manipulated by the Anunnaki and reptilians, and so we don't know that information. It's myth. It's fairy tale. There was some famous person, though, who talked about Atlantis in the Roman... What was his name? It starts with the P, I think. But other people remember Lemuria. It's in our DNA. That's where your memory is stored. Remember, we're talking about strands of DNA, and we're in the 3rd dimension, and Lemuria is in the 2nd dimension. Literally. Well, look, you're 3 strands. You have the 2nd strand in you because you lived in Lemuria. But the real trippy thing is, your Lemurian self is existing right now in their time vector, while you're living in this time vector. Oh, well, here's the Lemurian, here's the Atlantean, and here's you, the 4th strand. Those are 3 levels of yourself. But they're all happening, they all exist in their time frame in the now. So your Lemurian is developing the 2nd strand, you're developing the 3rd strand, a part of you is, and then you're trying to create the 4th strand. And then there's other versions of you in the 2nd universe doing the same thing. It trips you out when you really think about this. Everything's happening simultaneously. This is how a hologram field works. Yeah, there's a past reference point, but it's that past reference point is alive and working right now. Just like our parallel self is from our reference point in the future, but they're still in the now right now. Yesterday is now, tomorrow is now. Everything's in the now. There is no space-time. It's the illusion. It's simultaneous presence. That's what we are. There's no time. There's simultaneous presence. You're omnipresent. You're part of the source God that's omnipresent. You're everywhere. You're part of all the incarnates. You're part of all the souls, angels. You're part of the oversouls, archangels. You're part of all those fields of consciousness. Remember, you're going to become a super consciousness. You're going to become a planetary consciousness. You're going to become a galactic consciousness. Okay, we're talking about hybrids in the levels of a human, but you're not just a human, are you? You're more. Okay? And you have all these narratives demonizing the human race. You have religions telling you you're sinful and you need the grace of God, which is not source, a fake source, who's got all these demonic, maniacal qualities. But you need that being's graces, and you need to accept a blood ritual covenant, literal sacrifice of a Messiah. You need blood to cleanse you. You need death to cleanse you. You brothers and sisters are woken out of that one. So this is of spiritual war, you guys. They don't want us awakening. They're against who we are. We're not better. We're not chosen. But we are a guardian group, literally made of all of the DNA of the multiverse. Angelic humans have blue flame, gold flame, and violet flame. We represent all that in our DNA. This is why the human DNA is prized. There's not many guardian groups. There's the Orifame. There's the Azurites. There's the angelic humans. There's Maharaji. There's a few other groups. What I'm saying is not everyone has this extraordinary DNA that represents all the different sources of consciousness. So that DNA has knowledge in it, has frequency in it, memory in it. Of course, if we have our guardian hybridization happening, but if some intruder races, they want to take some of our DNA and make races with it. Because now they have access to some of what the humans have access to as guardian lineages, which is access to things like stargates, which is access to dimensional travel. They can't travel unless they have the codes. That's why they make hybrids. Now they have the codes. So the hybrid is a war. It's an act of war to create an intruding race like the Nephilim. It's a hybrid. They stole our DNA through rape or pillage. The Book of Enoch, they came and had sex with females. They can have sex with men, but that doesn't create anything. So they have to rape the women, and then they can create these hybrid babies. If you're compatible, like reptilians and generally aren't compatible with human females, but the Anunnaki are. We're both from the blue flame. They're both from Elohai. There is some similarities. You'll see in my videos. I'm going off of how they describe, like Syrian Anunnaki. They're green skin. They have hook nose, Aquian nose. However you say it politely. They have this dark hair, black hair. They're described in the Voyager's book. So there's similarities with the Anunnaki, but we don't have that many similarities with the reptilians. They're from the gold flame. The gold flame also has insectoid races. No similarities there. They have bird people, no similarities. They have reptilians and dinoids. We're not, that's a whole different package. This is why they're not compatible with us. But the Anunnaki are a lot closer. They're our cousins. They didn't create us. But you're going to have plenty of people believing that. They love these beings. I showed them what they look like. Like the Inky Anunnaki, it's not a brother, by the way. That's a intentional lie. So you can hide the ET races that are actually involved. They're snake people. We have bird people, we have snake people, we have cat people, we have whale people, we have dolphin people. Okay? The animals come from these beings. So that's why you have the appearances looking like the ETs, not the ETs looking like the animals. You got it backwards, homie. Oh, why don't those ETs look like cat people? You're ridiculous. No, the cats look like the ETs that look like felines. That are felines. They're the original feline. The cat is a little sample of it. So they rape our women, or they take our DNA and mix it in a lab. Humans are doing that. Humans are geneticists. It's not a sin against God. Yeah, that's a idea in your mind you have to transmute. Benevolent beings hybridize. Benevolent beings are mixing genetics, creating races, seeding planets. This is what the founders did, and those beings that they created are also doing it. That's what. By the time you get to us, we're doing it. We're hybridizing, but now it's in only for the elite. Now it's only in secret space programs, or now it's only in the secret government or the secret military. Technologies you're not privy to. And all these other fantasy beings, like a chimera. These beings are literal, made in a lab, seated somewhere. A chupacabra is a real being, according to the Guardians. It's in the book. They take some DNA from the animal DNA from the Anunnaki planet Nibiru, and some from Draconis, and they created unique beings. Man, there is a proliferation of hybrids in existence. They're not, when you have the religious brain and thinking, that's an abomination. Well, you're calling yourself an abomination because you're more than one hybrid. The human race is a 12-tribe hybrid being, a super hybrid. And so, we're not abominations. When you create life, it's not an abomination. It's a sacred act. But what are you doing with that? A fallen angelic is doing something totally perverted. Perversion of sacred science. They have the agendas of death. They're about destruction and having domination over other life. Having control and feeding off of other life, manipulating other life. That's, if you want to call that an abomination, but Guardians won't call it an abomination. Or the act of creating hybrids is not bad. It's what you're doing with it. What is, why would they want to make a hybrid human Anunnaki? It's not a good thing or a good reason, homies. It's a military strategy. Understand? They want to walk amongst us without being noticed. Well, there's psychic people who notice, homie, but most humans are, remember, in amnesia. They're not activated. They don't even know what a chakra is. They don't believe in that. They think you're crazy. They think you're a schizophrenic when they're the ones who are least evolved. The more psychic you are, the more evolved you are, homies. Now, we're not saying they're better or something. Don't take me out of context. What I'm saying is we have the ability to bring in more consciousness, more energy, more frequency, or more knowledge, more cognizance. Every person can, but most people keep themselves limited. Agree with the disempowerment of your mainstream distorted science. Agree with the distortion of the religions and this creation model that the universe was made in 7 days and there's no explanation of how that happens. Right? With these teachings, you understand, you know, you remember. You can remember. You literally are a more evolved person. Like you are bringing more of yourself into the Earth's experience. Do you really want to be limited and have problems with your health and not be able to perceive demonic energies around you? Or in your life, or in your partners, or in your people you work with? You don't have those abilities. You don't have those tools. Machiwa. Checking in on chat, homies. Enlatin, woohoo, 12D. You guys, you know what frequency? You know frequency. I didn't finish my train of thought I wanted to say earlier because I see some of you doing the same thing I'm doing. You know, renaming your usernames. Hello, rename your real name. Okay? Well, doesn't matter. You know, every person in America, at least, you can go through the family court and legally change your name from what your birth parents named you. I was named after a fallen angelic. Michael. I don't think so. I'm not Michael. I don't even like that word. So you know. Yeah. And Davian has the word avian. Ceres Egyptian. Seraphim, but not seraphim. We're seraphi. We're Elohai, not Elohim. You understand the difference. You understand code. You know frequency. What's up? Enlatin 12D knows frequency. Giannis 1111 knows frequency. Anuhazi Aquion, Christos Aquion knows frequency. We know 333 is not 777s. We know frequency. You don't. That's okay. That's your journey. No judgment. Just realize that there's people who are remembering and there's people who are knowing. Not belief. It's not a belief. It's not a faith. It's not a hope or a maybe. It's a cognizance. It's a connection to source, to higher self, to avatar, Christos, to ascended master self, to the God self. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. It's not a sin. It's not blasphemy. This is a knowing. You don't know. You only have faith. You're stuck in that loop, in that disempowerment. That's your choice. Anytime you can change your choice. You are free will to become empowered, Holy One, and it isn't through arrogance and pride. It's who you are. You are an angel. You are an archangel. Simultaneously, you're an avatar. Simultaneously, you're a solar rishi, Brenoa. You're a Giannis, ascended master, homies. You're the God self, God force, source, creator. There's only source. That's all this is. That's all we are. Everything is source. What's up? Thank you, Inlanton. Bless you, Holy One. 999, powerful frequency. Inlanton 12D. What's up? Thank you for being a member, Holy One, for over 3 months. Bless you. Lauren Wisdom, a member over a year. Woohoo! 999. You guys are bringing, you know frequency. You guys know frequency. Still, some people will put $10. You can shift one little level and go to 999 or 1111. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why you have these synchronies. There's a reason why you're aligning, why you're resonating, homies. And then, at the same time, you can perceive that which is dysfunctional, disaligned, not aligned, off. You feel yourself when you're off, and you don't like it. I want to get back to being in it, feeling it. Yeah. You know, when you're off balanced, I want to be balanced. I want to be in harmony. I want to be feeling good. You guys take care of that stuff right now, right away. Like when you know you're off, you got to take care of it now. What's going on? Let me check. Let me check my fields. Let me check my conversations. Let me check my relationships. Let me check my diet. Am I doing my exercises? Something's, I want to make sure I'm feeling good. Yeah, I feel that flow. You're not in flow? Something's off, homie. You're not feeling relaxed and good and peaceful? Something's off. Check. Take care of it. Heal it. What's up, homies? We have that power. You're in control. You're God sovereign free. Don't let anyone tell you different. Transmute that distortions. We're transmuting. Your brother Anuhasi, Christos Avatar, I'm transmuting all of those occult vibes in my comments. All of those religious vibes in my comments. Transmute, transmute, transmute. Oh, the Anunnaki created us. Transmute. Oh, I'm a chosen one. Transmute. Oh, God is going to send you to the lake of fire. Transmute. We are Magi kings. We are priest kings. We're indigo children. We're starseeds. We're Oraphim. We're angelic humans. We're Azarites. We're Unisai. We're Source. We're holding that light. We're holding that frequency. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free is a frequency. A 12D, Christos, Christ frequency. You know when someone's got a distortion comment, agenda. Just as you feel when you're off, you feel when someone else is off. Even if you don't know it, but intuitively, some part of you does. That's that discordance you feel. Oh, something is not right here. Trust that. Learn to trust that. Learn to utilize that. That's your ability. That's your protection. That's your empowerment. What's up, Holy Ones? Thank you, Illington. Thank you, Laura Wisdom. Star Sister. Woohoo! Yeah, fam. Sending love to you all. I'm here. Had my hands in paint, but wanted to drop a line and say hi. Thank you. Bless you, Star Sister. Laura Wisdom. Woohoo! Let me check for comments or questions from Giannis. Yeah, thank you for telling me the date there. I need that sometimes. Christos Avatar, hey, I bought the 2025 diagram from your shop. Oh, there's no question there. So I bought the 2025 diagram from one of your shops. I only have one shop. Well, I have the digital diagram is on Patreon, but thank you so much. Thank you for supporting this work, Holy One. I can't. Yeah, Infoscope. Bless you, brother. Thank you so much. And that's a powerful tool, and that took me years to complete the final version that you have. I might add more to it in 2026, but for now, I made it a digital download, but it's also a poster or a wall print, and there's also a tapestry. I mean, as big as Etsy Printful can make. I would love to have a giant wall hanger, but at least I have some type of tapestry. So what's up, homies? Any questions on the hybrids? On fire. What's up? Yeah, you said it, Giannis. You have to remember your 12D potential. They're scared to death of us activating they don't want us having our 12 strand. They don't even want you remembering what it is. This is why they, instead of the 12 tribes of the angelic human, now it's the 12 tribes of Israel, God's chosen people. Now it's not about DNA template and consciousness. Now it's about some, they take our terms and mix it with their terms. Now we're following their terms, and their definitions and their ideas. Now people are thinking the Anunnaki are something else. They're our saviors. Now they think Thoth is good. Now they think the Emerald Tablets are good, when it's really about the Emerald Order, or the Emerald Covenant, not the Emerald Tablets. That's the opposite. It's not about Christ, the sacrifice Messiah. It's about the Christos 12D consciousness. You see how they get this? This is how they work. And they like to put things out in the open secretly. So they told you, but they really didn't tell you. But they didn't, it's kind of like not going against your free will. They still went against your free will when they're still doing horrible things. We got all these, now what's now happening is these, these files that come out. I can say that word, right? Online? Now, people are thinking they're becoming awake now that these files are coming out, right? Oh, we've been telling you this since day one. We didn't need these people, whistleblowers, insiders, when the starseeds and indigos have already been telling you. And you would demonize us. You would make fun of us. You would say something's wrong with us. Or we're crazy. Or we need to be in a... with a shrink, or we need to get checked and all this, but now you're suddenly believing, oh, maybe there is ETs and aliens. Oh, maybe they really are raping children and having these underground things happening. I have to be careful with my words, right? So it's not freaking new. And you're way freaking behind, homie. You got so much more to cleanse and heal and meditate and, transmute. You still got a long journey away. So Machua. The Epstein Files. Never heard of it? Oh my, gee, where have you been, right? Oh, it's new news to you, huh? Oh, you're learning something now, huh? Oh, something like this has to happen for you to wake up or something. I don't know. Maybe this is some type of disclosure, maybe. Maybe you're gonna, they're talking, they mention aliens and stuff are real. Now governments are saying aliens are real, and well, gee, it's not freaking new. We've been talking about them. And then you call us crazy, and your cult is right, and your New Age is right, your religion is right. When you find out something different. Wishing you the best on your journey, Holy Ones. Machiwa. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hopefully you guys learned something about hybrids. And I encourage you, if you want to learn more, we gave you the link to the Voyagers books. It's not just a book, it's a digital file. This entire thing is on a little file. You download the little file for free, and now you study this lifetime of work, because this is only the tip of the iceberg. There's much more than my channel covers. I want to say thousands of hours. There's definitely hundreds of hours. No, there's definitely almost 1,000 or 2,000 hours of these teachings. different workshops since 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, more workshops. Every single year there's more workshops. Every workshop has 10 hours, 20 hours plus. You know, there is a ton of, this is a huge volume body of knowledge that teaches you the true ascension mechanics, teaches you truly about the light body, about the chakra system, which the Guardians call the Templars. You want to learn and activate your Templars, or you want to activate your higher consciousness. You know, I encourage you guys to learn about the human drama. Voyagers 2 talks about all these aliens that all these people in New Age are saying I'm full of crap. I'm crazy. Wrong. Yeah, this is the real story. The Anunnaki or the, you know, they're going straight to the Kabbalah. They don't even know they're talking Zachariah Ascension distortion. They don't even know that they're talking about some, you know, other, like, you know, they think it's good when it's actually, just like people think religion is the Lord's word, God. They have no idea. This is our job. We're not saviors. We're placing seeds, and hopefully it'll sprout. But you're God, sovereign, free. You decide. Hopefully you can learn something from this video. So if any of you guys are watching this replay and you don't see the link, it's in the description of my video. You can contact me or contact one of our moderators, Giannis, or who's actually regular now. Let me see who's actually regularly here. Stardust Goddess is in the house. Hey, what's up, Stardust? Giannis, of course. And so you guys know Celine is out of town, out of the country, actually. She's went to her home country. And Indigo's left. So Starman usually doesn't show up, but he says he's here. And but we definitely got Stardust Goddess. We got the ladies holding down the fort. I thought Giannis or Sir Madison was here earlier. Sometimes Sarah Holder's here, SM Holder, and yeah, it's just Giannis and Stardust tonight. Kirsten's not here tonight. That's okay. You guys don't have to be here. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just see. Oh, Sir Madison was here too. All right. So, oh, my camera went off. My battery died. Okay, let me plug my battery in. I'll plug my battery back in, or my cable into my phone. It might take 60 seconds to get this going back up. But thank you guys so much for hanging with us. I'll be here again on Saturday. I'm going to try to get an interview set up. If not, I'll be here Saturday. And it's possible that I'm going to start making half of my lives for members only. The phone is charging, so let me see. I'm trying to get it back up, you guys. Thanks for your patience. I don't know, what's this? I don't know what's the deal. I can't figure this out right now. That's weird. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I can't show my face again to say goodbye, but I'm here and I'll bless all of you. Let me just say hi in chat and goodbye in chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us tonight. It's already 8:30, so that's why we're coming to an end anyways. So the timing isn't too bad. But thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Please check out my website. I'm very active now. I make videos almost every single day. So, including, this whole weekend, past 2 weeks, I've been making videos every day. So, much respect to all of you. And you're welcome to send me a DM or email, or you can just make a comment on one of my videos. I'm regularly check those every day. I spend hours, you guys. I spend hours a day reading comments, and most of the day is making content. So thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love you very much. Thank you to my special shout out to Stardust, Turaneusiam, and Giannis. Thank you guys for holding down the fort. And all of you regulars, thank you for the ones who supported my work tonight. And all of you who are members, you're also supporting this work. Bless all of you in your journey. I love you guys unconditionally. Omni love to all of you. You said it, Enlighten 12D, GSF, God Sovereign Free. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. These are some of the songs that you learn in these teachings. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Good to see you, Kirsten Loves. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. We are spiritual badasses. Much love to all of you. Indigo children, star seeds, light workers, empaths. Thanks again to Gina Sutton, Enlighten, Lauren Wisdom, Syrian Star Princess. Bless all of you guys. I love you so much. You're fam. We're family, man. We're guardians. We're the boots on the ground. We're going to kick some reptilian and Anunnaki booty. Let's rock and roll, Christos avatars. Shine your light, Christos avatars. Bless you. Namaste. Aho. Machiwa. I love you, Giannis. I love you, baby. Mwah.